Recording. Hello, everyone. My name is Victoria Harper. I have been a remote travel agent for 2 years, and along the way, I've developed a few different business practices of how I communicate with my clients through client newsletters or social media newsletters. So today, we're going to be diving into 3 different ways to create a client newsletter. Now, before diving in, I've asked some of my travel agent friends to see how long they've been in the business, whether they're new or if they're experienced, they're just building their clientele, or they have some clients. This training today is going to be for everyone. So whether you are just starting off on social media and you want to share your expert insights with a little bit more than mock bookings, this is going to be your answer. And then as you grow your business and as you start to get some leads or people who make bookings with you, even the people who have contacted me and I've created a proposal for, or anytime that someone contacts me, I keep their information and I put it in a lead. And this is who my monthly newsletter is being sent out to. So I'm going to show you guys with what I started off with before I had any clientele. This is what I was doing to share my value. And now that I've built up some clientele, this is what I'm doing every month to keep my community inspired, educated, and informed for their next vacation. The very first platform I'm going to show you guys is LinkedIn. This is the very first one that I learned. Coming into the business, LinkedIn was one of the first social medias that I created. I've never been on LinkedIn before until my business. And I learned in previous trainings to create a company page for my travel business. So this is my personal page right here. It's very easy to grow on LinkedIn. That's why it is a favorited platform. But if you go into this tab and go down to company, if you haven't already done so, create a LinkedIn page for your travel business. That way you can, very similar to Facebook, right? You have your personal page and then you have your business page. So when you have your business page, this is where we're going to be able to create a newsletter. So I'm going to go to LinkedIn has updated since I've been on here maybe about a month ago. So we're going to go to create, okay? Whether it's the front box or right here. Once you go to your company page, we're going to go to create. And then from here, it's going to pop up, do a regular post, create an event, post a free job. You learn about that in team building. But right now, I'm just going to be publishing an article. This is going to be essentially my newsletter. And something that's really a pro for LinkedIn that I'm not sure I receive with my other platforms, but with LinkedIn, whenever you create an article and you publish it and you share it to your LinkedIn page, whoever is following you, so as you continue to grow your business, right, 400 followers here. When I share it to my personal page, I have almost 1,000 followers there. This will automatically be sent to them, their emails as well. So I'm going to do publish an article. And from here, this is where we're going to get our layout. So we can put the title, we can create everything in here. This is just the layout. What is the next step? So I guess first step is determining your platform that you want to use, okay? This is the first platform that we're showcasing, but the steps are going to be very similar. So if we're using LinkedIn or Wix or HubSpot, the other ones I show you, no matter what, you want to make sure that you have an article that you are ready to promote about, right? It doesn't matter what platform you use, but let's get an article. And I'm going to show you guys where I get some of my articles from. So right now I am really niching down in Walt Disney World travel. This is like my specialty. This is where it's most easiest for me to grow. A lot of my clientele is either Disney clientele, cruisers, or honeymooners. So for me, when I'm creating these newsletters, I'm plugging into Disney. I'm plugging into sandals. I'm plugging into maybe even Vax. And I'm going to utilize our travel agent vendors to find these sources. So for example, in Disney, we're going to go down and we're going to see the Disney travel news. Same thing with sandals. If I were to pull up a sandals blog and do that instead, I would go to sandals and I could use our portal, but there's actually a sandals blog that's open to the public. But however, who knows about that, right? Except for us as travel agents who spend our time researching. So I will go into the sandals blog and I'll find something I like. Maybe I'm already promoting a venue or a resort that week. So I'll find something similar for me to put into this newsletter. Maybe your specialties in cruises, right? You could do the same thing. If you go on to cruisingpower.com, take a look in our vendors, whether marketing tools or search around, there will be a section for news, updates, or even in the times where I have found that there's not much or an article that I wanted to do, but there was a lot of Disney news going on, like last week or 2 weeks ago. There's new ships coming out this week for available for booking. I just did a small article about that, giving some touches about that. So this is going to be like an in-depth newsletter for your social media. Let's say we go on to Disney Portal. And here we go. This is exactly what I was talking about. These are the new Disney ships. But let's go down to Epcot International Festival of the Holidays, right? This is essentially, when I click on this, this is a newsletter that we receive as travel agents. If you were to check your Gmail, it's probably in there as well. But I just come into the Disney portal and I check this often. But this is a new newsletter in itself. So let's say that we want to make this our social media newsletter or even include it in our client's newsletter. When I go back to LinkedIn, I'm gonna essentially literally copy and paste. I'm gonna take this Epcot International Festival of Holidays foodie guide and paste it. First, I am going to paste everything, and then along the way, I'll make my edits. Like I'll read through it, maybe add my own little quirkiness. And then at the very bottom, you'll see, I'm gonna copy and paste all of this. This newsletter should probably take about 45 minutes at most. So that's why I do kind of want to speed through this because I want to show you guys other platforms. But if you have any questions along the way, please let me know. I'm going to copy literally all of this, right? And you'll see the end result, it'll be worth it. All the way at the end. Okay. So I'm going to copy all of this. And typically at the top or the bottom, it'll say published by Disney News. Let me scroll back up. It's probably up here. Yeah, by Disney Destinations, okay? So I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna copy everything I just copied. It's not gonna copy the, oh, it did copy the pictures this time. No, it didn't. Usually it doesn't. So after I copy it, at the very bottom, I'll include these little stars and say original article published by Disney Destination News. And then I'll put another article edited and formatted by Harper Adventures, or I could say Victoria Harper. So this is one way, but like travel agent. And as I copy and pasted everything, okay, I'm going to go back up to the top and essentially I'm going to review this, make sure that it sounds good, that there's no errors. I'm going to maybe add my own quirkiness. And along the way, as I'm reading through it, I'm going to be saving these photos and following along this and save this as Disney 1. Save this photo as Disney 2, right? So that along the way, I'm adding these photos into here. So for example, we're making our foodie list and checking it twice. What holiday season at Walt Disney World Resort would be complete without the Epcot International Festival of Holidays? So this is a whole thing to read about. And mind you, allow me to show you where my inspiration even came from this, okay? Before becoming a travel agent, I was already a big Disney World enthusiast. And who taught me literally everything that I know from Walt Disney World is Disney Food Blog. So let me pull up their website. They are they're non-biased professionals who go and base everything for Walt Disney World. And they create newsletters. So sometimes even when I'm thinking of what to post about, they'll post about something. And I'm like, okay, depending on their reactions, I can see that this is a popular topic in the community. See, this is a newsletter right here. A popular budget airline. Okay, we can guess from that. This is a new video that they posted. So this is where I get some inspiration whenever I'm creating newsletters like this, whether it's through LinkedIn or through Wix. Here's another one, review, right? And they give a good hook to this. Now I'll pull up some previous examples because I haven't posted a newsletter in a while. But after you add in all of the photos, okay, let me actually pull up my account and show you what an old one looks like. I'll save this in the drafts right now. You would add all the photos and then you're going to hit publish. When you hit publish, it's going to notify all these followers that you have. And then this is what it's going to look like in the end. I'm going to pull up a previous one. That way you guys can see what the final result looks like. This is one that I created entirely on my own. I'm not sure if I did this one with LinkedIn. I might have created this one with Wix, which is what I'm going to show you next. But this is what it looks like in the end. Okay, yes, this one's with Wix. Let me use a different one, and I'll come back to that one. Let's do, these are regular posts that I have made. So I'm trying to find my old newsletters. Let me check my regular dashboard. Okay. Let me pull it up on my Facebook because I know I've made some previous ones. So I'll pull it up on my Facebook. That way we can see what the final result looks like. And then that'll ease us right into the Wix, which was what I started using after the newsletter with LinkedIn. I'm going to switch to my business page because after it's curated on LinkedIn, right? So once you publish it, it's shared to LinkedIn. You can then share that to your personal page, but it's actually an article that has a link. So I would take that link and I would also share it to my Facebook community because on it, this is where my real community really is Facebook. So I'll share it to my business page and my personal page. I scroll down a bit. Actually, I know an easier way to get to it. Manage posts, and here we go. Do we have any questions as you guys are starting to navigate LinkedIn and whether you're starting to create your company page now, or do you have any questions with LinkedIn or finding the articles to create a social media post about or newsletter about while I pull this up?
I came in a few minutes late with I was with a client, but how did you do this on LinkedIn in the beginning?
No
Sorry.
worries. No, you're good. So on LinkedIn, we have our personal account, and then it is recommended to create a business account as well, kind of similar to Facebook. You have your personal account and business account. So if you go into LinkedIn down here and you select your company page, from there, it's going to pull up your company page, and you can hit create new post. You can create a post like normal, create an event, go all the way down to publish an article. And that is where we were copying, pasting, taking our article that we found on whatever platform we're using, whether it's Sandals, Disney, whatever it is, and putting it on there. Now I'm
Okay,
trying,
great. Thank you.
of course, I'm trying to find an old one to show you guys what that looked like with the LinkedIn layout. If not, that's okay. We'll just move right into the Wix layout because that's what I was using more often once I learned that. However, we won't stay on that too long because I know maybe everyone doesn't have Wix. So then I have a following on with HubSpot. Okay, this is one right here. I think this one was made with LinkedIn as well. So this was when I was doing a lot of promotions about destination weddings, honeymoons. I went into Sandals, right, and I pulled up a blog that they had. Allow this to load. I don't want to delete the post. Okay, here we go. So this is what it looked like at the end when I posted it. It shared just like the newsletter that I saw the inspiration from Disney Food Blog, and I created my own little hook saying something like embarking on a destination wedding with a toddler may sound like a daunting task, but with the right knowledge and touch of creativity, it can be an unforgettable experience for the entire family. Check out our newest blog. And I believe this is when I was creating it with LinkedIn. So when I click on this, let's see what this looks like. Perfect. And I think this one I created with LinkedIn and I moved everything over to Wix. But this is what it looks like in the end. Even same thing as you create a Wix, it's going to be published. It may not have the same exact layout, but it's going to have its own LinkedIn news layout, and it's going to be a free version of creating your own newsletter. And a pro with using just LinkedIn is that it automatically sends a notification to your followers and the people who are following both pages. So after I was using LinkedIn for a bit, I did like it. However, I wanted to keep everything organized, right? I wanted to keep it all showcased on my website. So for me, I do have my own professional website through Wix. And when I found out that I can create my own blogs, I was like, okay, this is something that I wanted to do. So whenever I would, same exact thing that I would do for LinkedIn, but I would just do it through Wix. So if you go onto Wix, and this is for anyone who does have an account with Wix. If you don't have an account with Wix, that's okay. We won't spend too much time on it, but maybe you can see some behind the scenes. Maybe if you're thinking about getting a personal website like Wix. When you go into the website that you want to edit, you're going to be able to select a blog section. It's going to be on the left-hand side. We're going to go to blog. And just like I did with the LinkedIn, right, I'm going to hit create new blog, and I'm going to copy and paste the title from the article from my travel agent resources, right? I'm plugging into Disney, sandals, maybe Royal Caribbean. Vax has a whole section called the Compass. We could talk about that. And we're going to put that into my platforms. That way, when it's shared, all of my clientele are staying informed, knowledgeable, exactly as I am. So these are some previous ones that I made with Wix. And when they're published, this is what it looks like. So anyone who, if they were on Google, right, and they type in destination wedding, right, there's a possibility that my blog post is gonna pop up because it's titled Real Destination Wedding Stories. And it's literally a blog that I took from Sandals right here, put it onto my website, and at the very bottom, I would put, or at the very top, official article created by Sandals Blogs, edited and formatted by Victoria Harper. And that way, also, any clientele who's coming onto my page, checking me out, checking out my services, they can come and review this whole section that's all about either Walt Disney World, destination wedding planning, anything, right? This is the foodie guide for last Valentine's Day. Clearly, I got that from the Disney portal. This is like my way of doing newsletters before I even had clientele. So this was me sharing my knowledge and getting them interested. And so as I was posting on social media, like on Facebook, I'd post a mock booking, and then I might post like another content post giving some value about that mock booking. So if I made a mock booking of Disney Cruise Line, my following post would be something about choosing the right cruise line for you. And then after that, I would make another blog post just so it breaks it up and it's not always like sale, sale, sale. You know, I'm giving them some expert insights. And then uh, with Wix, it is the same thing as LinkedIn, a little bit time consuming. You copy everything and then you have to go back in and add your photos. I'll pull this one up just like I did. This is a article that I got from the Disney Travel Agent portal. And along the way, I copied the title, downloaded the image. Maybe sometimes I will change out the image if I know that I've seen better. If I have a better personal image myself, I'll change out those images. But essentially, those news and updates that we're receiving as travel agents, this is for us to not only for us to stay knowledgeable, but use that as an advantage for you to share that with your clients so that they know that you are the professional and they're going to think that you created this when really it's from our industry connections. So this is what it looks like afterwards. As you're editing it on Wix, you get to essentially any Word format, right? I can come in here, I can do this. I'll take that out. And then you can also preview it before it goes live, before you decide to publish it. I think you could do the same thing with the LinkedIn newsletters. This is what it looks like when it goes live. And then I can go ahead and hit publish. Now, I haven't done a newsletter in a while. I do want to get back into doing that, especially for 2025 coming in. But I started to grow my own clientele. So instead of just sharing to my social media and giving my social media newsletter, I started to create a newsletter just for my clients. That way, I wasn't spending so much time on social media marketing, and I was spending time nurturing my current leads, my current clients, whether they just got back from a vacation or they were waiting for their vacation. This is like us staying in communication and in touch, besides the points of us checking in before they leave for their vacation or making any reservations, right? Sometimes when I make a booking, I'll make the booking and I won't talk to my client again for like about a month later when it's time to make their dining reservations. So this is perfect. That way you guys can stay in good touch. And it kind of makes them feel special because they're like, oh, they're receiving an exclusive newsletter that's going to what I found is either do it you as I show you guys this, I'm going to switch to HubSpot right now. Please do whatever you are excited to do, right? This is kind of just the business practice that I've come up with. But I figured doing it in the beginning of the month and the end of the month was really good because that's kind of giving them an inside look of the current deals that are going to be happening soon. So, for example, I started to do HubSpot probably around June, and HubSpot's really cool too. There is a free version, and then there's also a paid version. I use the free version. I'm not a master at HubSpot quite yet. However, from what I have used a little bit of experience, it's really cool because you can see uh, the opening rate, right? At first, my first week, my clients received that, and only a portion of them opened it up. They were like, okay, what is this? And then as I got more consistent with it, it's kind of like they got more excited for it, like they were looking forward to it, right? So I'm going to show you guys what my October newsletter looked like. And why I have chosen HubSpot to stick with, because when the clients receive it, it looks like a really real like newsletter that you would receive from like Macy's or like Target or something like that. So I sent this one on Halloween. October was a really busy month for me. I didn't get to do my newsletter in the beginning of the month, so I knew I wanted to do something for Halloween and be like, okay, here's a treat for you, right? So this is what my newsletter looks like. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like, and then we'll quickly start to curate one, maybe for November. That way we can learn how to use HubSpot, where I get my platform things from, and then also you can schedule it. So even if we don't finish it today during this class, I can save it, and I'll schedule it to be dropped probably for Friday for some Black Friday deals, right? So this is October's newsletter. I created this little thing in Canva, just saying Happy Halloween, no tricks, only treats. And when they open it, now mind you, I'm going to show you guys how to review it, but when they open it, it says their name here. So it'll say, hey there, Jessica. Hey there, Nikki, or hey there, Dawn. Whatever I put their contact name is, it's going to say that there. So it'll say like, hey there, Julie. Summer has this. I created all this, by the way. I used ChatGPT. Um, I found like as I'm subscribed to my own personal newsletters, right? Go into your emails. You'll probably find that you're subscribed to your own newsletters as well. And they'll say something along the lines of no tricks, only treats, right? So if you see something like that, and especially as you start to do this more, you'll recognize that to save it and use that for yourself. So I created hey there, Jessica. Summer has officially come to an end. The holidays are right around the corner, and we're about to enter a big booking season. Let's dive into some treats and discover the latest travel news, right? Because there is a lot of travel stuff that's going to be happening this month, and this is keeping everyone informed before I get to schedule it all for my social media. So my clients are the very first ones to know. And I say, as your dedicated travel advisor, we're committed to keeping you inspired, informed, and ready for your next adventure. This monthly guide is to provide you firsthand all the exciting deals your favorite travel companies are expected to drop soon. We're thrilled to present you this month's newsletter, crafted exclusively for cherished clients like you. So I usually always keep this line and this last line. This middle line right here, depending on what I'm putting in this newsletter, I'll curate it. So exactly like what this one says, this monthly guide is to provide you firsthand all the exciting deals of your favorite travel companies dropping soon. The very first thing I wanted to tell them was about wave season, right? We, as travel agents, we know that wave season is coming up because we're learning about that in trainings and we're seeing all of our cruise lines prepare for wave season. But there might be some travelers who are like waiting to go on a vacation. Maybe they're ready to book their next adventure soon. And alerting them about wave season would be beneficial. So I let them know, hey, wave season coming up. It's the biggest cruise sales of the year. And I kept it exciting and entertaining. I gave a link for them to contact me, and it leads me right to my Calendly page or my website that they can schedule a booking with. I also let them know of holiday savings, letting them know it's not too late to celebrate the holidays at Disney World. And then I talked about some of the deals that are going on. I let them know about a deal with sandals and honeymoon, right? So my clientele, it may be different for everyone, right? If your clientele is mostly Jamaica travels or Mexico travels, maybe European travels, then your newsletter will be curated to that. But my clientele is mostly Disney, cruisers, honeymooners, or couples traveling somewhere romantic. Like I have an Aruba booking. Very first Aruba booking. Okay. Um, so when this got sent out to them, it's kind of like a treat for them because they know it's things that they're looking forward to, things that are within their market. It's kind of like I'm giving them like an incentive, like, hey, here are the deals for this month, and they look forward to it. Now, I have a section at the bottom that'll say like Traveler's Digest, kind of like a normal newsletter, just to talk about like anything. So the month before that, I talked about Halloween happening at Disney and Universal. And this week or this month, I've talked about, did you know that you can status match on select cruise lines? So this was something I learned about in All Things Cruises. And although I didn't get to create a social media post about it just yet, I can create it probably before the end of the month. My clients were the first to know about it. So they can know that they can status match on other cruises. Then at the very end, I give them a special thank you for being a part of our community. Uh, and this is where I kind of touch in with them and say, we want to take a moment to express our heartfelt gratitude, whether we are in the counting the days process or just starting to plan your next adventure. At any time you have a question regarding your booking, ideas about your upcoming travels, needing assistance, please never hesitate to contact us. I give a small welcome to new clients, and then I guide them to connect with me on social media, which then helps me grow my social media and helps us all stay connected. So this is what it looks like at the end. And even when it comes in through your phone, it looks really nice. So I'm going to go into HubSpot. And let's say I'm going to go to marketing. I'm going to go to email. Now, I've already created a layout that I like, but I'm going to see what it looks like starting fresh. Because usually at first I created the layout I like, and usually now I just go back in here and I clone the same newsletter, but I just do the editing differently. So as if you were just starting it with new HubSpot, let's walk through it together. First, my first suggestion is when you are creating HubSpot, my first suggestion is going into your contacts, which will be, you have to play around a little bit in here. Content, your contacts will be somewhere in here for you to add all your contacts first. That's my first recommendation. Add your contacts that way. Here we go, CRM. I want to find it. Okay, it's probably in the homepage, but add your contacts first. That way, whenever you create a newsletter, you're not adding contacts as you go. You can just simply highlight them all and it sends to all of them. And as you get more leads too, or as you get more bookings, make sure that you update your contacts here because this is going to be like your list leads of everyone who's ever contacted you to make a booking, who's ever made a booking, etc. So I'm going to go into my emails and I'm going to create a new email. I'm going to go to create email. And this is where, if you want to do the paid version, you can. I just do the regular version. So you could do the regular layout, which is what I've chosen in the past. The automated one is where they send multiple, whenever you schedule. I think even with this option, you could schedule multiple times a day, multiple times a week. So this is going to be the paid version. And then you can also use HubSpot as a blog, like LinkedIn or like Wix. However, I haven't touched this section. I've just always done the client newsletters, and then I'll share that to my social media as well. So we'll do regular. Right, so step one is bring in all of your contacts to HubSpot. Step two is locate the deals that you want to share with your clients or the news that you want to share with your clients. That's usually the second thing I do is I'll brain dump what I want to tell my clients this month. So as I'm creating November's newsletter, we're getting towards the end of the month. I know I want to share some thankful gratitude and add some Thanksgiving stuff in there for the bottom of my, where I say thank you. And then I also want to make sure I definitely highlight upon Black Friday sales coming up, and then maybe reminding them again of wave season. Those are what I'm thinking about right now as I go in. So then when you go to create the newsletter, I already have a layout that I do like, so I just cloned them. But if you're just starting off, you can go into create letter. And essentially, this is what it will look like when your clients receive it, right? So it looks like a real Nike ad. Instead of putting the shoe here, you could put maybe like the Disney holiday sale where it says like 30% off, or sandals with the 55% off. You could put that there to be enticing. This one looks really good. I'm not sure which one I chose to begin with, but let's select this one. We're just going to start off with a random template. And now you're going to add in your logo, your branding, your photos, and kind of how mine was laid out. I'm going to get rid of some pages here and I'm going to open mine up again. But kind of how mine was laid out, this one is how this one's laid out. So for mine, I don't have buy now, I have book now. You can edit that to be book now. You're going to add the photos from your vendors. So this is how you would go about it if you started to create your own. Of course, over here is the little toolbox as well. So if you wanted to add in a new image, you just drag it over and you add the image. And if you've ever worked with Canva, it's going to be the same thing. You're going to have to, if you want it down at the bottom, you can keep it there at the bottom. If you want it at the top, then you can select these little blue things and move it around like this. So if I wanted a photo here to break this up, maybe a whole divider to break up the sections. While I'm showing you guys this, I want to show you my real layout. So I'm going to go back to mine. But as you guys are following along, or as later on, if you're catching the recording and you're creating your own newsletter, it doesn't matter what template you use. I'm going to start creating a new one for November using the layout that I have. So I'm going to clone this one. I'm going to change it to November. Do I want it to be? I could still keep it November Escapes. November. See, this is the things where I overthink too much about when I'm doing a training. I want to show you with you guys, don't overthink it either. My first thing is I would go to ChatGPT. And so far I've done August getaways, July journeys, October escapes. Create me a newsletter title for November. I'm going to put similar for November. Give me 10 examples. And let's see what ChatGPT says. November wonders. November retreats. I like that. So I'm going to go back into here. November savings. How about that? November savings, because I'm going to be actually talking about Black Friday sales. So November savings. Your monthly travel guide. I'm going to get rid of this clone. I'm going to keep everything. Copy custom plain text. And I'm going to move forward. So let me to. Please select an email type. Regular. Okay. Now this is going to have my previous layout, but now I'm going to be editing it for November. I am going to go into Canva and I'll probably spend like 20 minutes putting together a November layout like this. The previous months, let me show you what other months looked like as well. I don't spend too much time on it. October's I did spend a little bit of time, but past ones I literally looked up a photo of palm trees and added July 2024. Or I looked up a photo of a pool and I did July 20 or August 2024. So let me pull up another example that way you guys can kind of see some more inspiration. So this is what August looked like. I took a random fall photo. I went into Canva, added August 2024, and I did August adventures. Hey there, with summer coming to an end and school back in session. So that's what I capitalized on. I said that school was back in session, back to school season. There's no better time to start planning your next adventure. And then there wasn't like much Black Friday sales, but literally what I did was I went into my Disney portal, I went into offers, and I checked out the current offers. I went into Vax, went down to, let me pull that up for anyone. We have separate trainings on all of these, by the way, too. You kind of have the best way to become the experts to get in there, press a few buttons, and really navigate your portals. I'm going to put in my 058248440. This compass section, this is the section that you can review if you're creating a newsletter, like a blog for social media, or if you're looking for like travel news and updates. Then if you go down here, you can select promotions, and this is going to give you a list of all the promotions going on. So I think when I was creating this August one, I had found a promotion for Puerto Rico. I included that in there. Virgin Voyages was having a great sale. Then this is where I was talking about holidays at Universal. I said holidays because I think I was touching upon Halloween, but to hint that we're going to talk about Universal later on too. Right, and it's literally the same thing. New clients, welcome. We're absolutely delighted to have you with us. I'll change up the gratitude a little bit. I don't want to just think let my clients think I'm just copy and pasting. But as long this is kind of the layout that I have, and my clients can look forward to this every month. They know they're going to be the first to know of the best deals going on, the hottest travel trends happening soon, any current news that needs to be known. So as I go to create November's, I will go back in and I'll edit the picture later on. Right now, I'm just going to be editing my uh, article. And maybe right now, for example, because we are on a little bit of time purposes, maybe right now I don't know exactly what I want to say in the beginning. Entering wave season, I can keep this here for right now. I know I won't delete that. But what I'm going to do, what's most importantly, or the big portion of creating your client newsletter, is finding those deals that you want to include in the newsletter. So, for example, let's go into Disney. And let's check out Disney's deals. I want to see if they have anything for Disney Cruise Line. So I'm going to specifically go into Cruise Line, save on select savings, sailings. I think I did that one later. We're still waiting for wave season for this one. So let's see if Virgin Voyages. I know they were having an incredible sale, so I want to make sure that's still going on. I'm going to log into my account, check out the offers. Our best offer yet. Book your sailor's next getaway with 80% off the second sailor and up to $300 in drinks. Heck yes. Okay, so they definitely have some marketing about this. Let's hit book now. So I'll go in here and I'll keep wave season. I should probably still keep some holiday savings. Maybe I can put in there like a New York Evo Plus deal. That way, anyone who wants to travel to New York, I'll have like an exclusive Evo Plus sale there. But here, I will change this to adults only. I don't want to say presents, but I'll put this here for right now because I know as I do my this is like a rough draft. As I do my thorough read, I will go through here and go up here, go to ChatGPT and say something along the lines of, uh, you are naming an adults only Virgin Voyage sale. Give something interesting, like give examples. And let's see if they can see what I'm trying to say. Ah, look at this. This is perfect. The grown-up getaway sale. I'm taking that. So we're gonna put this in here. The grown-up getaway sale. Perfect. Now I'm gonna edit this to be about Virgin Voyages. I'm gonna go into my portals. I'm going to take any of this marketing, like this is social media pack right here. I'm gonna save that, download that, go into here, change this photo. Boom. Now it's gonna be this. And I'll edit the wording here. Before I edit the wording, I want to see what other deal I can get. So let's go back on to, maybe we should do a newsletter all cruises. So we can go to Cruising Power. Let's see if there's a different deal there. I know Royal Caribbean usually always does have a deal. Or this is what I was saying before. I'll turn to Vax because I know Vax always has a promotion for somewhere or something. And most of the time in Vax, it'll talk about other Universal sales or Virgin Voyage sales too. which will lead me to the actual vendor. Book early for summer savings in Antigua. Alaska Cruise Line, our Alaska cruises would probably be really popular to book right now. The best time to go would be around July, so right now would be the best time to book, especially as we're entering wave season, right? So maybe I should touch upon that in my newsletter. I'll go down here and talk about bringing your Alaskan cruise dream to reality. Right? Maybe I won't keep it this title, but as I go through my newsletters, I'm adding the deals and adding my own personal touch. I know I'm getting the sections of what I know I'm going to talk about. Let's find one more deal, and let me show you guys how I find another deal. 12 days of seasonal fun. This is going to be an Orlando Marriott hotel. Awesome. But as we find one more deal, I'm going to add this to my newsletter. And then along the way, right, I'm going to take the time to make sure that the wording right here matches the offer that I'm telling them about. Essentially, the layout is it's an introduction, some good travel news. Here are some exclusive deals for you guys. Wrapping it up, maybe the travel news will be down here instead of up top. And then wrapping it up with a grateful, thankful, and how to connect with us on social media. It's not too long, or it's not that much, but it can be a little bit time consuming as you're tweaking everything. So that's why I don't want to stay on too long. I want to make sure you guys' questions are answered. Let's pull up cruise planner, sales marketing. We're going to go to marketing resources, Royal Caribbean. Here, and right, this is where you can also find those news articles or newsletters as well. While this loads, let's see. Hit offers. Oh, Royal Caribbean is having an actual Black Friday early access sale where you're going to be able to get up to $750 off. Let me see what this is. Black Friday early access sale. So that would be perfect. We can do one for Royal Caribbean. Black Friday savings, right? So it's not holiday savings, but Black Friday savings perfectly fills in that spot. Let me also check out with Vax though to see if I want to include one more. Go down here. Right, and steal of a deal. Early Black Friday, save up to 65% off. Free nights plus kids stay free. We'll select on this. I know that this is a great hotel group. And we can say we'll say for Mexico travel or Dominican Republic travel, Jamaica travel. We'll say select hotels. And that'll be perfect. So we'll add this. And we'll copy this. And I'll make this my third promotion for my clients. Go to edit email. Here, see, in the last one, I only had two, so now I'm going to add a third one. I'm going to go in here, add the image. I'm also going to add the text. Oh, that added another one. But we're going to slide this down. And then add the text. So let's see if we can add it here. Perfect. Okay. Copy this. Right, you guys kind of see how I'm doing this, how I'm creating this newsletter. How do you guys feel going into creating a newsletter? Did you have any questions or did you want me to review something else somewhere more? Um, we'll do give the gift they'll never forget. Perfect. I'm so glad to hear that. And Patricia says, no, this was great. I have so many ideas now. This was great information. Thank you. Perfect. Absolutely. I want to make sure that you guys are taken care of. I know sometimes I can kind of brain dump some things, but this is how I started. I started off with LinkedIn. And as I started to grow with LinkedIn and I started to grow my community, become that knowledgeable expert, then I started to grow on Wix and on Facebook. And from there, I started to, I wanted to prioritize my time with my clients, not so much social media because I do give a lot of time to social media, but I needed to nurture my clients still. So when I found HubSpot, I felt that it was like the perfect combination of keeping my clients informed, besides them following me on social media with my normal newsletters and social media postings. But this is also exclusively for them to look forward to every month, and they are the first to know of all the exclusive savings and things that I'm most likely going to be promoting about throughout the month. This is great information. HubSpot makes it easy with drag and drop. Yes. Sometimes though, I can still get in here and spend a lot of time. Let's see. Do you have a separate profile on LinkedIn? One for travel? Yes. So I essentially didn't create my own LinkedIn account until I started my travel business. So my personal account is me. I'm a travel agent. My life revolves around my travel business. So that's just what I post on my personal account. But then on my company page, whenever I'm making like a mock booking or a LinkedIn article like this or talking about a booking I just made, that will be posted on my company page. And then I will share that to my personal pages. Same thing with Facebook. I've been so nervous to start one because I was like, what on earth would I put in a newsletter every month? But thanks so much for sharing. It's so helpful. Would it be bad to only put deals and offers? No, absolutely not. Let's actually turn to ChatGPT because I feel like this is what I would do if right as you're scrolling on social media, be intentional with social media. That's how I kind of am staying, how I stay aware of myself. Like, oh, Black Friday's coming up, or oh my gosh, okay, Thanksgiving is literally right around the corner. Right after that is going to be Valentine's Day or the New Year, and then Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is going to be on a weekend this year, right? So I'm already staying ahead. If there's any time that I'm not sure what to post about, and if I can't find any good deals or like something that I know is going to hit hard, I'll go to ChatGPT and I will say, imagine you are a travel agent specializing in, for me, it's Disney vacations, cruise getaways, honeymoons, and destination. I'm want to get into the destination wedding industry. So see, this is gonna help me in destination weddings. Imagine you're a travel agent specializing in Disney vacations, cruise getaways, honeymoons, and destination weddings. Create me 10 topics to showcase in my monthly newsletter to clients. Let's just see what they give me with that. So they give me literally everything. They give me the caption, I guess, and all. Disney Magic unveiled must-do experiences for your next park visit. See, this is something I would do for content-wise, but if I don't do it for content-wise, then I can absolutely add it in here. Do the same thing. Shamina, come into ChatGPT if you need any ideas or anything extra to really make them know that you're the expert. ChatGPT it, and then make sure that you add your own personality as well. Absolutely. Awesome, guys. Well, I know we are about at like the 9 minute mark, so I am going to go back to my newsletter and I will say I will probably spend some time here editing my newsletter, making sure it looks perfect and everything I want it to actually look like for Black Friday. Real quick before we all head off though, I will show you what it would look like. So after I edit all of this, right, and I make it what I want it to be, I add the photo from Canva, I make sure it says everything. What I really like about HubSpot as well is that you can go in here, go into your settings. This, you want to make sure that this is all correct because take a look. See how it still says October. I'm going to go in here and make it November savings. This is what's going to pop up when it shows in their email. So kind of like when you check your email, it has that subject line. This is what the subject line is. You can do a preview text. This is what mine is. And then sending or scheduling. I already know I'm going to schedule this for probably, let's say Thursday or Friday. Hey, I want to make sure. Let's take a look at the calendar. Yeah, perfect. I could schedule this for Thursday, or Friday because that'll be 1 week until Black Friday. And it's going to automatically send it to all of my clients. Now you can select this and you can go in here and select the clients you don't want it to send to or new clients to send it to. This is what I was saying when I was saying you want to keep in updating your contacts because when you get a new booking, instead of coming in here and adding them all in right before you hit send, they're automatically just going to be added on here. And then when you do the automation, let's see if I can preview it real quick. That way we can see what it looks like. Yeah. Preview as contact. So this is what it looks like when they receive it. I'm going to select the contact. I'm going to select this couple, this honeymoon couple I've done. Hey there, Brittany and Brian. Summer has officially come to an end. Right, so this is what it would look like when they receive it. And this is what it looks like on the phone. I usually always send the copy to my personal email as well, and it looks really good. Let me see here. Thank you so much. And I realized it would good to just do it. So I'm appearing in the inbox each month. Absolutely, right? That consistency, it's gonna remind them that you're there. And anytime that they think of travel, they're gonna know that you are the professional to help them. Janelle asked, do you have a Wix website? Did you use Wix for blog and emails prior to HubSpot? Yes, correct. So I have a Wix website, and I do love Wix. Whenever I'm creating, like kind of what I was saying in the beginning, when I didn't have much clientele and I was still showcasing like my value and like the blogs, I did start using Wix over LinkedIn. However, and I do want to get back to it. With that, it is a little bit tedious, so I feel like LinkedIn still is the better option. With HubSpot, they do have blogging, but this is how I've been able to just narrow in on my clients and be able to just nurture them after I've gotten their interest with my blog post. But as I start to get ready again for 2025, I want to bring back those Wix blog posts, and that can help me grow even more. And same thing for you guys. Do you set it to send on the first of every month? I don't set it to send on like the first of every month. Sometimes, for example, I would like for it to be sent on the first month, but sometimes cruises or what I have found is that cruise lines will drop their deals on like the 4th or on like the 8th. So that's why I say typically like on the first week or first early weeks of the month or towards the very end, like especially right now with the holidays you could probably make your first newsletter for Thanksgiving. That'd be perfect, giving gratitude, whether it's for your clientele or for your followers, right? Maybe if you don't have as much clientele right now, maybe you only have like three, right? Still send them something gratitude, but start showcasing something for your social media as well. End of the month, same thing with Christmas. Right now, it's the end of the month, just the perfect time to capitalize on anything uh I don't want to say consumerism, but selling, doing your due diligence as a travel agent, making sure everyone's informed of all the deals that are going on. Yes, ma'am. Allow me to drop this in the chat box, my YouTube channel, and I'm going to get this worked on, uploaded by the end of tonight. Let me drop this in here. Okay. Well, guys, thank you very much for hanging out with me on this Monday. I hope I was able to give you lots of expert insights. When this is all curated, you will probably see me showcase it on my social media. And I encourage you guys to do the same thing as well. Like after anything that you do for your business, if you've taken some time working on a booking, you've taken some time creating a newsletter, I instantly share it to my social media as well. That way I'm sharing, right? I'm sharing my value, my expertise, my value, and they'll start to want to be like, oh, I want to be included in this newsletter, or I want this. So, and they will either subscribe or become a client. Absolutely. All right, guys, I am going to stop sharing my screen here. And if you have no questions at all, I look forward to seeing you. I'm not sure if we have a training next Monday, but I'll see you on Sunday or any other trainings. Bye, guys. Have a great day. You're welcome.